Today, our topic is how to be more rational using Stoic logic. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life by focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. It is not just a set of ideas but a practical guide to living better. The Stoics believe that rationality is the key to happiness, and that by thinking clearly and logically, we can avoid unnecessary suffering and make better decisions. Let's explore how Stoic logic can help us become more rational and improve our lives. First, let's understand what rationality means in Stoicism. Rationality is not just about being smart or knowing a lot of facts. It is about using reason to guide our emotions, actions, and decisions. The Stoics believe that our minds are like gardens, and our thoughts are like seeds. If we plant good seeds, we will grow good plants. If we plant bad seeds, we will grow weeds. Rationality is the tool we use to plant the right seeds and take care of our mental garden. It helps us see the world clearly, without being blinded by emotions or false beliefs. One of the most important Stoic ideas is the dichotomy of control. This means that some things are within our control, and some things are not. For example, we cannot control the weather, other people's actions, or the past. But we can control our own thoughts, actions, and reactions. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. This simple idea can help us avoid a lot of stress and frustration. When we stop trying to control things that are out of our hands, we free up our energy to focus on what really matters. To be more rational, we need to practice self-awareness. This means paying attention to our thoughts and emotions and questioning them. For example, if you feel angry, ask yourself why. Is it because someone did something wrong, or is it because you expected them to act a certain way? Often, our emotions are based on assumptions or unrealistic expectations. By questioning these assumptions, we can see things more clearly and respond in a more rational way. The Stoics called this process examining our impressions. It is like shining a light on our thoughts to see if they are true or false. Another important Stoic practice is to separate facts from opinions. A fact is something that is true for everyone, like it is raining outside. An opinion is something that is true for you, like I don't like the rain. The problem is that we often treat our opinions as facts. For example, if someone criticizes you, you might think, I am a failure. But this is not a fact. It is an opinion based on one event. By separating facts from opinions, we can avoid jumping to conclusions and making irrational decisions. The Stoics teach us to focus on the facts and not let our opinions cloud our judgment. Stoicism also teaches us to think long-term. Many of our problems come from focusing on short-term pleasures or avoiding short-term pains. For example, we might eat too much junk food because it tastes good, even though it is bad for our health. Or we might avoid doing something difficult because it feels uncomfortable, even though it will help us in the long run. The Stoics remind us that life is not just about the present moment. It is about the big picture. By thinking about the long-term consequences of our actions, we can make better choices and avoid regrets. One of the most powerful Stoic tools is negative visualization. This means imagining the worst-case scenario and preparing for it. For example, if you are worried about losing your job, imagine what you would do if it happened. How do you cope? What steps would you take? By thinking about the worst-case scenario, you can reduce your fear and anxiety. You realize that even if the worst happens, you can handle it. This practice helps us stay calm and rational, even in difficult situations. It also makes us appreciate what we have, because we realize that it could be taken away at any time. Stoicism also teaches us to accept change. Life is constantly changing, and nothing stays the same. The Stoics believe that the only constant in life is change itself. By accepting this, we can let go of our attachment to things that are temporary. For example, If you lose a possession, instead of being upset, you can remind yourself that everything is temporary. This does not mean that you should not care about anything, but it means that you should not be too attached. By accepting change, we can adapt to new situations and stay rational, even when things don't go as planned. Another important Stoic idea is to focus on virtue. The Stoics believed that the only true good is virtue, which means living in accordance with reason and nature. Virtue includes qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. Everything else, like money, fame, or health, is indifferent. This does not mean that these things are bad, but it means that they are not essential for a good life. By focusing on virtue, we can stay grounded and rational, even when we face challenges or temptations. We realize that our worth does not depend on external things, but on how we live our lives. Stoicism also teaches us to practice gratitude. Gratitude is the opposite of complaining. When we complain, we focus on what is wrong or missing in our lives. But when we practice gratitude, we focus on what is good and what we have. The Stoics believed that we should be grateful for everything, even the challenges, because they help us grow. For example, if you have a difficult boss, instead of complaining, you can be grateful for the opportunity to practice patience and self-control. By practicing gratitude, we can shift our perspective and see things in a more positive and rational light. Finally, Stoicism teaches us to live in the present moment. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. The only moment we have is now. By focusing on the present, we can avoid regrets about the past and worries about the future. The Stoics believed that the present moment is all we have, and we should make the most of it. This does not mean that we should ignore the past or the future, but it means that we should not let them control us. By living in the present, we can stay calm, focused, and rational. In conclusion, Stoic logic is a powerful tool for becoming more rational. It teaches us to focus on what we can control, question our thoughts and emotions, separate facts from opinions, think long-term, practice negative visualization, accept change, focus on virtue, practice gratitude, and live in the present moment. By applying these principles, we can improve our lives and avoid unnecessary suffering. Remember, rationality is not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It is about using reason to guide our actions and emotions, so we can live a good and meaningful life. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So let's use Stoic logic to react in a rational and positive way, no matter what life throws at us.